Welcome to Inside the Meal. We talk real fitness, real results, and the stories to prove it. Welcome back to another episode, Inside the Meal podcast. Coach Christian here, my main man Seth. And today's podcast episode is You're Not Broken, Your Plan Is. So whenever I had the idea to come up with this podcast title and the topic and everything, Seth, you had this orientation with a lady. It's been a couple weeks now. And I remember, they fill out their transformation profile and we communicate with them before they come in to make sure they're a good fit or not. And this lady was just rattling off all the things that she does. Pilates 5 to 6 times a week. She was hiking 5 times a week, 3 or 4 strength training sessions. And on top of all that, she put at the end, daily eating in a calorie deficit. So she was doing all of these things. She was eating a low amount of calories and, obviously wasn't happy with her results and was seeking more from something else. But she also had this shield up and this guard up of, well, I'm doing all the right things. And she wanted to add another thing to her plate. She wanted to add our program to her plate as well. And clearly, if she wasn't happy with her results, she wouldn't be seeking out some more help and some extra guidance. But I can kind of let you touch on, we haven't even really spoke about how the orientation went, but I can kind of let you touch on, how she was when you guys were talking together and what her resistance was. But clearly she had a shield up and she wouldn't release that grip and allow somebody else to show her the right way. And she just felt like, well, if I just do more, I'll get better results. But that's the opposite when it comes to fitness and your nutrition, man.
Yeah. So the problem that she was struggling with, she didn't do strength training. She didn't like big gyms, doesn't like working out.
So Pilates
getting steps in. I think she probably went for hikes and stuff.
Yeah.
What we'll see is, and this lady was a prime example of, you don't have the knowledge, but you have the criteria that you want to go through. And you don't know what it is that you need, or you would already be doing it like you need to be doing it. And so like this lady, it was, I don't like doing these things. Well, when's the last time you did these things? Well, I hadn't really ever done them. And then on top of that, not allowing other feedback. It's just like, it's going to be this way, and this is the way I want it. And she legit didn't sign up because we had too much structure.
Yeah.
That's what that's legit. Everything we do, we have a reason why we do it. So when we ask someone, hey, let's sit down and let's look and see where you are and where you want to go and the obstacles that are in your way, and let us build a plan around you and show you how we get it done. But initially it's how much is going to be, what is it got to, and I'm like, I don't know anything about you yet. So let's sit down and talk about it a little bit, and then we could build a plan out and go from there. And so with her, it was all defense from the get-go. I'm not going to make a decision right when I come in. I'm not going to do this. And it's just like, okay, well, you're going to do it your way, and your way has worked and gotten you the results that you want. And so what a good fit, because we're going to give you structure. We know that we know what you need, and we know the structure that you need to have to be able to get results. And so we'll quite literally let people walk, just because we know that we have not that we know. I mean, we do know more because we've been through it.
For sure.
It's one of those things that we know our way our program works, and then you don't have to do our program. That's why they have other programs.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure she was just, frustrated with her current results, but the way that she's living her life, she's exhausted. She's not recovering. There's so many things. She's doing way too much. And what she thinks, for her, that's her structure. That's her game plan, where she goes, this is going to get me the results. But she's doing way too much. And because of that, her stress is way too high. And so she's not getting the results that she wants. And man, one thing I say all the time is there's so many other things in life that when you do more, you get more return. If you work more hours, you get more money. There's a lot of things. You show more love to somebody, you get more respect from somebody, more love from somebody. There's so many things in life that when you do more, you get more in return. But when it comes to one thing I've learned, when it comes to fitness and your nutrition, when you do more, if you work out more, if you get more, you stress your body too much. And because of that, you don't get the return because you're not loving your body and taking care of the body the way that you should. And so it's hard for people to grasp that. And so they think, well, I just got to do more. I need to run if I want to lose weight. I need to be doing these high intensity workouts if I want to burn more calories. But they don't realize that they're putting their body in so much stress that they can't get the results. And it's frustrating because they don't have a clear game plan that works for them. And that's the possibility of it is, what if instead of doing more, you do what actually works? And that's what our vital method system is. You're doing something that's going to be more serving to your body, and just having somebody that can see where you're at and build a game plan around you. Because just because Bill's on one plan doesn't mean that, Joe is on the same exact plan. Like, we're going to have, everybody has their own limitations. Everybody has their own fitness struggles, their own nutrition struggles, things that might work for somebody that's not going to work for somebody else. So having a coach that can be able to guide you in that direction and, reel you back whenever you need to be reeled back, but also push you and guide you in areas you need to be pushed and guided in is it's a game changer. And it's where people are going to start to get results and serve
Eating very low calorie
doing all of
and
that.
eating 1,200 calories, and then she actually had a dietitian. Her dietitian told her that did a test on her to see how much body fat she had and how much muscle she had. And she told her straight up, you need strength training. Like, you need to
Yeah.
go and get strength training right now. So that's what's frustrating for me is like, you have someone who's telling you that you need to do something, and you listen to that person, and then you come to someone that's going to give you the structure and because that's ultimately what we're doing with you talk about the possibility. The possibility is, what if you come in and you allow us to teach you how to work on mobility, work on flexibility, work on body weight movements, get you moving properly, make better decisions as far as food. One of the things we're not going to do is put you in a calorie and have you tracking macros and doing all these things
No.
difficult. We're actually not even giving you any macros at all, just giving you, hey, eat off this list here, and there's all kinds of foods on there. But doing this and then graduating you to a way of full body strength training, still working on mobility, still working on flexibility, but then start to build out to where you can now start to, because that's the thing about this lady, was really she's needing just to maintain her weight that she has now. So, but she was not going to eat over 1,300 calories. And it was hard for her to understand that for her to continue to get results, that she was like, sooner or later, you're going to have to quit being in a calorie deficit, and you're going to start to go into kind of a maintenance zone and be able to start build some lean muscle mass and things like that, and recomp your body. And it was just going to be the way she wanted to do it. So possibility is you just come in and allow the professionals to show you the way, and you just kind of submit. The cool thing with that is like, if you come in for 30 days and something, you're just like, this is not for me, you blew water and told me it's raining, we'll give your money back. Like, we don't
Yeah.
want somebody here that's that doesn't like it and it doesn't vibe with it too. So just trying to do it your way. And when your way hasn't worked, and not allowing to see, and that's what we tell people is like, we want to break your frame. And what that means is we want to change the way that you look at nutrition and workouts and all of that, and the way that you experience that, so that you can be able to understand that, yeah, we can get results without having to do it hard, and without you giving up macronutrient and things like that, and still get results and make it sustainable long term too.
Yeah, man, one thing I love about the system we built here is when we show clients, we care about our clients so much, we show them the sustainable route. And this is which all of the noise that you're hearing on social media, most of the gyms that you're going to go to, they're going to put you in an extreme calorie deficit. They're going to make you move more. They're going to tell you they're going to speak in extremes. And with that, yeah, you can get some results pretty quick, but then you're tired, you're exhausted, you've plateaued with your metabolism, and you can't make any more results because you cut your calories so low, you've ran yourself into the ground, and then it just sets you up for failure long term. And so the way that our system works is we want our clients, don't be afraid of food. We got to show you that, hey, don't be afraid of food. You just need to make better decisions with the food that you're eating. That's why the simplicity of our whole foods list, when clients come in the first time, they're mind blown that they can have so much food and be full at night and still see the scale go down. That's like Lloyd that signed up for our results in advance. He's 3 weeks in now, and not even the full 3 weeks in, but his first 8 days with us, he's down 8 pounds. And he was so mind blown because he's like, dude, I lay my head down at night and I'm full. I'm full and I'm eating everything that's on your list. And I even allowed him, he's starting to increase his steps. He's starting to incorporate strength training. So his body's wanting a little bit more food. So I had him made some adjustments, had him have an extra couple of servings of the food that's on the list. And he still just keeps dropping weight. And so he's just making better decisions. But the simplicity of it and the way that our system is we allow you to get sustainable results. A good example of what you were talking about with that lady just cutting her calories and she's only eating 12 or 1300 calories. We had a DEXA scan challenge that we just did. And one of our ladies, she's been in a calorie deficit for an extended period of time and she's gotten down to a really good weight. But with this, she's lost a little bit of muscle mass, and it's just because she's underfed herself for so long. She's been in a calorie deficit, and so her protein was probably a little low. And because of that, some of that weight loss that she's had is going to be some muscle mass. So what we're going to do, I've already spoke to her about this. The pivot that we're going to make is, hey, we need to go into a little bit of what I call a diet break. We're going to feed yourself a little bit more. It's going to be off of our whole foods list. Get your protein up a little bit, and we're going to allow her to increase her calories, increase her protein. This is going to allow her to continue to make progress in the gym. She's going to put on some muscle. She's going to speed up that metabolism again. And then once we get that metabolism rebuilt up, get a little bit more muscle mass on her body, then we can start that phase all over again. And she can start to lose weight and drop some body fat again. So not saying us refeeding and giving her more food that she's going to put on a whole bunch of calories, because we're monitoring that. We're looking at, hey, we're just going to increase a little bit from this, add a little bit more fats to your diet. So just a game changer of having a coach that can help you make those adjustments rather than you see those DEXA scan results and go, what I'm doing is not working because I lost muscle mass. Like, no, what you're doing is working. That's why you did lose a little bit, because you're losing some body fat along with it. You're losing weight in general along with it. So we just got to make a pivot and then readjust everything. And so just having that coach it's a game changer. But just learning that more is not better. Your body better is going to be better and have a game plan built around you. And so a lot of times it just takes a coach and somebody seeing things through a different lens and shattering the frame that a lot of people have.
Yeah, no, that's it. This is the perspective that you have that gotten you this far will only get you this far. And then you have to start looking at and exploring different ways. So same thing with with running and stuff right now. It's like, if I would have went and done the running process of getting prep for this half marathon on my own, I would have been out running like a lunatic for the
You'd have been
last
doing it the hard way.
4 or 5 months.
Yeah.
I would have been beating myself up and things like that, where the way that I've done it is it's been like, yeah, there's like one.
You started with walk runs,
Yeah,
and then you built up from there.
Well,
and
it's
then,
not even like that. Like just focused on breathing, riding
Yeah.
a bike for an hour, like doing stuff that just like with just steady state, just like but I have a coach that is versed in this and can point me in the direction, and so I can just go like, hey, I don't have to worry about it. Just get me there. And then the results start to show. And the results start to show is like, hey, when we ran the 5K last weekend or a couple weekends ago,
Yep.
it's like, yeah, well, I can see that time is shaved off, and I can see that I'm making progress. And that's when our mind's the happiest. And it wasn't me doing it my way. It was just going, hey, I don't know everything with this. I need some help. And so I want to pay you to show me. And then I follow the plan. And then by following the plan, we get the results. And so that's, you can't put a price on that, because
No.
like, this is something that now I've got a skill set that like long term I'll be able to
Now you know it, bro.
Yeah.
Like if you had to run another one and rewrite it, you're like, hey, I know where to start. I know what to do. And at first, that's what individuals who don't have the knowledge around that, they go, oh, this is stupid. He's got me breathing. He's got me doing I just want to go out and run. I need to train. I need to run. And that's all you're looking at's the end destination. But there's steps to take to get there. Think about like the Mr. Miyagi. He's got Daniel out there wiping off his stuff, and he's like, this is so stupid. I came here to learn karate. And then he starts to apply it, and it's like, oh my goodness, all this work that I've been doing this whole time is starting to apply. And that's, yeah, man, that's how our method is for people. They're like, dude, this is too easy at first. Like, how can it be this simple?
It was like an aha moment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's like, whoa, this is actually working.
It's actually how it's supposed to go. But like with that lady, it's like, I hate it for her.
For sure. Because you know what's on the other side.
Yeah, I know she's going to go somewhere where they're not going to care as much as and they might care, but it is what it is. She may find something that's amazing and exactly what she needs. It's just from my experience and knowing, because it's part of my job too, is to know the other businesses around and what they offer.
Yeah.
We're just offering something different, and we're not going to be it's not going to be the cookie cutter, and it's not going to be the cheapest, But when it comes down to the results and having individuals around you that care,
Yeah,
like you got to put your number on that. And so some people are just they're looking at it differently, and that's fine. But ultimately, we've got a program that flat out works, and so it's fun though too, man. Like when the last couple of women that's come in, they've just been like, "Hey, you guys obviously have the results. You've proven it. Like, just show me what you do. Well, yeah, let's do this. I'm ready. I'm ready to rock and roll right now." And they know. So that's not necessarily anything negative with that lady. It's just that she's
mm,
gonna have to figure it out on
for
her own.
sure.
Like that's the hard way is doing it. It's like figuring it out on your own. Yeah.
More hard. Yeah. So clients that are people listening in on this right now that don't know the vital method, whenever they come in, I'm kind of walk them through the momentum phase, skill set, and how we get our clients prepped up for long term success.
Yeah. I mean, that's ultimately we're trying to walk before we run. Just like with what I was talking about with the marathon training and things is it's like let's start with some very, very basic things. So you start getting some wins underneath your belt and you can start to see that you're making some progress. You start feeling better, you start making better decisions as far as your food goes, you're moving better, and then what starts to be impacted is your sleep. And so everything starts to change, and that's the momentum side of it. That momentum side, what we start to see is we start to see progress, and our mind is the happiest when it sees progress. And that's what we want to get you first is we want to start getting you some progress because we want you to be happy and see and know that what we're doing is working. Once we get through that, and that's going to be different. Everybody asks, how long am I going to be in phase one? That is depending on the coach and the coach watching and seeing how you're moving, that then they will take you and decide to progress you up to phase two, which is skill set. Ultimately, what we're trying to do with skill set is get you to a place of building a skill that you know how to do it now and that is sustainable long term. I often like to call this a kind of like a college class. We get you through the phase one and phase two. We get you through the momentum and the skill set phase. We get through those two phases. Now you've built a skill set that you'll have the rest of your life. And we've done it a simplified way and a way that's not hard, that's eliminating macronutrients, that's running, that's burpees and doing things that you hate doing, that's just based around things that you can do on a daily basis and get results from. And so after that happens, then a client can graduate. And once they graduate, they can then decide, hey, you know what? This is something that I want to continue, and maybe they continue working with us the same way they have been, or they can drop down. And the cool thing is we've made it where those clients that graduate phase one and phase two can then come in and be able to still use our program, be able to use the Vitality Mill. They just don't need coaching and need the upfront coaching on-site coaching as much anymore. But the difference with that is at 6 to 8 weeks later, we're going to do an assessment on them to see if they're making progress or if they're degressing. If they're regressing, then we're going to bring them back into the coaching side
Mhm.
of it and get them results again because they're not ready for it. So it's kind of like graduating and getting to go out in the real world, experience it for a little bit and see if you can maintain it by yourself. And if you can, then you're rocking and rolling, or vice versa. Maybe you might come back in and need to learn a little bit more as far as that goes. But
Yeah,
that's what we're trying to do is like we keep a lot of our clients long term,
for sure.
but really we're trying to make it where you don't have to have us long term.
Yeah.
And I know that sounds crazy, but it's like, hey, if you give us 6 months, then you can be free of going and doing whatever you want. And I guarantee you'll have a different skill set, a different mindset, a different way of thinking and how you look at, and a different perspective around nutrition and working out that you'll have for the rest of your life.
Yeah, and what we've seen is there's a majority of our clients do stay with us, and it's because when you take care of people and you build a relationship where people trust you, they don't want to leave. They're like, "Hey, I know it all. Like I know most of it. You guys have taught me the system and set me up for success." But they just love being around us. They love having the program and the simplicity of the way that we do things, and just that accountability too. Sometimes even if you know what you need to do, if you don't have that person in your corner to guide you and to give you that accountability, you might eventually wander off. And so they love staying just with us. But then we've also seen clients that have been through our skills, our momentum and our skill set phase, and they're crushing it out there and keeping the weight off too. So like Seth said, we want to coach you up and get you to the point where you can do it on your own. But a lot of our clients, just from out of the love and the relationships and connections we built with them, they like to stay with us long term, even though they know that they could do it on their own.
getting results. And like, that's my thing too, is you're getting results. You have a place where you just, you love to walk into. Like I was talking to a lady the other day. It's kind of like Cheers. People come in. It's like Norm. Everybody knows your name. Everybody's glad you came. And so, by no means are we the biggest, largest gym. There's going to be thousands of people. That's not what we do. It's kind of like a revolving door. There'll be a few that'll come in, they'll be out, and then another 2 or 3 will be trickling in. And that's the reason why we built it the way we built it. So your couple things that right now probably would be too late for the scholarship, but we have our results in advance live. This is something we're doing every other Thursday. So we're not doing it this Thursday, this Thursday would be the 23rd. We're doing it the week afterwards. So we're going in and we'll have it's Thursday at 6:30 p.m. I don't know what that date is, but Thursday at 6:30 p.m. is when we'll run it, and it's about 45 minutes to an hour. We're trying to get as much value in the least amount of time as possible, so you can be on your way. What this is doing though is, instead of clients coming in and having a strategy session, they're actually able to see what it is about our program, and they get a very, very, very discounted rate to come in and try us out for 30 days. Soon that price will be going up. It won't be as cheap. So if it's something that you know that you want some help and you want to jump on that call, you can just message us results and we will shoot you the link and get you set up with that and get you going from there. So anything else you want to add?
No, that's it.
All right. For Coach Christian, Seth Humphrey, we'll see you on the next episode of Inside the Mill.